Did you know, for example, Norwich has the politest drivers in the UK? Well, it's difficult to be rude when virtually everyone you meet is a close relative. The oldest paperboy in Britain is Bernard Davies from Brighton. He's 90 years old. Sorry, we just had an update. The oldest paperboy in Britain is Gavin Henderson from Sunderland. He's 12. And 51% of women do not groom or style their pubic hair. 51%, that means statistically, either your mum or your nan is rocking a Brazilian. Right, let's get started. John's team, what have the nation been talking about over the last week?
It's been the Brit Awards, hasn't it?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not really your guy, that sort of musicians being cool. I'm more your sort of, hey, John, who won the omelette challenge on Saturday Kitchen this week? But it was the Brits. You were there, weren't you? Touching One Direction, and when one of them did a joke to you, he's like, hey, Jimmy, I'm a big fan. And you were like, oh, God, we're all cool at the O2.
Yeah, I saw you. But in fact, when you came out, I didn't think...
I can't believe you were watching the Brits.
The football had finished, just switched over. And you came on, I didn't realise it was you at first. I thought it was craft work.
My fear would be if I went to the Brits, they'd go, who are you wearing? And I'd have to go, TK Maxx. I don't know the names, but I just know it's value. I just have to give my clothes names. This is Peter, the jumper. These are Tommy trousers. See ya.
Deborah, did you watch the Brits?
I didn't watch... Actually, I intermittently watched the Brits because I was waiting for something really exciting to happen, but, do you know...
What were you waiting to...
I don't know,
What was going on in your house?
I don't know, but I was watching...
You definitely do, you were there.
Occasionally. It was also, occasionally, I was looking at Twitter, and Twitter, the single biggest Twitter activity was all about the Brits, and all they were saying is nothing's happening. Nothing's happened.
That's because they're spending too much time looking at Twitter. Nothing going on.
Did you watch it, Steve?
Yeah. One Direction won the Best Video Award with their song, The Best Song Ever, and I couldn't believe they didn't release their single Best Video Ever, which would have won Best Song. But it's a terrible video, ironically.
There shouldn't be any more pressure on musicians to be cool. I would say, if you're not cool, you don't have to be. Just you can take an award. But they were trying to do, like, the coolest thing that happened was one of them went for a piss. And
on the
he came
stage?
back and he was like, oh, sorry, guys, I was having a piss. And they were like, oh, yeah, amazing. Annie's had a beer. And I bet you didn't flush, did you? Annie's parents are away, so we're going to go back and watch Gremlins.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, the Brit Awards were held last week. At the ceremony, Boy George appeared to have a gash on his face. Well, there's a first time for everything. Did you know, for example, 50% of people say they feel they're not living life to the full? Come on, how can you say that? You're sitting on your own, watching E4 in your pants, eating a yoghurt. It's pretty full on. Tinder has 10 million active daily users. Oh, yeah, it's got users, all right. You could have called me, Carlos. You could have called. And 64% of teenagers think they have it harder than their parents. Well, I'd like to say to those teenagers, they're wrong. No one has ever had it harder than your mum. Right, let's get started. Ashling's team, who do you think are the most popular people in Britain?
J.K. Rowling.
She's become incredibly successful, a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Do you love her?
Oh, I love her. Have you read all the Harry Potter books?
No, I'm 32, but... I've read a lot of her work on Twitter, which I think is genius, because she is... Sorry,
no, the books are stupid. They're childish. It's silly.
I mean, she is a woman who basically has become a billionaire by taking children's pocket money. She's a genius in my book.
Did you see recently, speaking of Twitter, she's had this big Twitter spat with Joanna Trollope, which is actually really hard when someone's called a trollop already to work out what to call them. But, I love the idea of authors having feuds that she's driving by Joanna Trollope's house in her Beamer going, "What's up, Joanna Trollope? Bitches running witches!"
Why is she wasting her time arguing with people on Twitter when she's a billionaire? Point, if I was a billionaire, I'd go in Argos and buy one of everything.
I mean, that's literally everything we need to know about you. Rich, have you read these books? Have you read the Harry Potters?
I haven't. You know what I do? I think, you know, she's made it OK for a whole generation of children to read again, which I genuinely think is a real shame. Because when I was growing up, you were allowed to just watch television. Kids these days have to read. You know, my daughter read all the Harry Potter books. I had to read some of them. It's fine. But I say to my son, oh, so when you read this thing, it's good. It's got, like, wizards and there's, like, lots of deaths and stuff like that. And he honestly goes, you know there are video games, right? Why on earth would you be reading a book when there's a video game?
It's quite a positive message there for the
You can't help the truth. Computer games are better than books, and so are films. Because you don't have to do the thinking, it's there. Do you know what I mean? And I tell you what, I think Steven Spielberg's got a better idea of what I want to watch than what I do.
I've got a pretty good idea of what you want to watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you flirting with me?
No.
So, David, you've read the books, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're quite complicated. You know, I will say that about them. Just generally, I feel I grew up in a more simple time when a wizard had a pointy hat, you know, was a man, a woman that was a wizard was a witch and had a cow, or a cat.
Cow?
Sorry, yeah.
Yes, they're quite complicated.
You were
people.
thinking...
They're quite
David...
complicated. David wasn't able to remember all the facts.
I love all the Harry Potter books. The only thing is, like, Hogwarts is not a great school. Every year they have a rather large amount of accidents involving children. At least one of the staff members get murdered. Like, Ofsted should be stepping in. What is going on here? There's a snake in the sewer.
Well, I've not really read Harry Potter. I've not watched the films. It reinforces the fact that boarding schools are weird, isn't it?
I think probably the reason you wouldn't enjoy it is because the kid with hair like yours is the baddie.
He's always the baddie. What I like about the films is, you know, because Daniel Radcliffe, as Harry Potter, he was so method, he's actually stayed a child.
Have you seen You?
What?
Shall we have a look at... I mean, obviously, J.K. Rowling has legions of fans. This may be her biggest fan.
Hello, I'm Harry Potter himself. You're looking for America's biggest Harry Potter fan. But you're in luck. You found the world's biggest Harry Potter fan. In 2006... Watch it, steady on. In 2006, I went and saw J.K. Rowling in New York City. Now, she sang this. And this, which is now one of 4 tattoos on my body, with plans for more.
What fun fact, that is the man that kills J.K. Rowling.
If he ever has sex, he's going to shout out Expelliarmus, isn't he?
I don't think he needs to worry about that.
Okay, well, let's have a look and see if J.K. Rowling is up there. Yes, it's J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was once unemployed and living on state benefits, but now she's richer than the Queen, who ironically is unemployed and living on state benefits. Did you know, for example, Candy Crush is the most downloaded game on smartphones, and that's because Tinder is not technically a game. Although I am a player. In the past 2 years, 25% of UK adults have bought plus-size clothing. If you don't know what plus-size clothing is, it comes in XL, XXL, and fucking hell. And 25% of Brits employ a cleaner. I once had sex with my cleaner. I bloody love that Henry the Hoover. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the public's top 3 most popular talking points. Rob's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
I think it's got to be the old snap election that's been going on for about 3 years.
It's been going on a while, hasn't it, for this? Oh, it's going to be so quick.
And it keeps changing. I don't know who I'm voting for. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just can't keep up. Rosie, do you know who you're voting for?
Well, between you and me, I'm disabled.
We thought you'd been drinking.
To be fair, Jimmy, I have. But I don't know who I'm voting for. It really depends on the day when I'm in the polling booth, when my hand...
Christian, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I think it's really exciting. It's become really exciting in the last 2 weeks.
Because 2 weeks ago they said, right, it's going to be a landslide for the Tories. They're going to have a 170-seat majority. Labour are going to be wiped out. And then something in the last 2 weeks has gone. Actually,
well, there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, Theresa May hasn't been as good as everybody thought she would be, and she's dodged interviews and debates and all that kind of stuff. And Jeremy Corbyn hasn't imploded, which a lot of people thought would happen. And so he's been much better than anybody thought, and she's been worse than people thought.
What I've enjoyed is, like, Theresa May, because, like, she's quite good if you send her out of a script and she delivers a message and does that, but as soon as she's got to answer a question or improvise, she starts panicking. She gets, like, visual tics. Her face starts going... and then she starts panicking and going back to her stock phrase, like, oh, Brexit means Brexit. Oh, God, I'm strong and stable. Oh, malfunction.
I think it's because she's Marge Simpson. Well, dressed up as Marge Simpson, but secretly underneath she's Mr. Burns. It's like, hey, Homer, can I get you a beer? But underneath she's like, oh, the dementia tax. Excellent.
I can't believe how uncomfortable she looks ad-libbing.
Yeah.
She does need to do, I don't know, a circuit, some stand-up, a few months out doing the pubs, the small venues, get her confidence up, you know? Because she's a really impressive woman when she seems to have an autocue. Oh, she seems to be quite an impressive orator. And then take that away.
I kind of like the idea that politicians should look like, you know, Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn. I like the idea that they're not that polished. Otherwise, you put me in charge. I'm bloody good off the cuff.
I feel like there's a lot of lazy stereotypes about Jeremy Corbyn, like, oh, no, Jeremy Corbyn's made out of hay. Jeremy Corbyn writes his emails by hand. Jeremy Corbyn is secretly the child from the TV show Woof, and at night time he turns back into a shaggy dog.
I do feel a bit sorry for politicians in a way, though, is because, like, whatever you say, they get 100% scrutinised, and these people that go into the thing and ask them questions, and they're so, righteous when they ask them, well, why don't you do this, what about you do about that? And I'd love to see a politician do a bit of research on them and go, yeah, it's fine, I don't know about... When are you going to clear out your shed? Months you've been saying you do that. Why don't you sort your shed out and come back at me with a question?
Phil, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I'm really enjoying this election. It's really exciting now because it's unpredictable. It's like Game of Thrones, you know, in that I've not paid to watch it. But Theresa May is like Cersei. She's miscalculated the threat that the High Sparrow holds, you know, and the High Sparrow is obviously Jeremy Corbyn. And now... turns out he's embarrassing her in front of all of King's Landing.
Are you maybe a UKIP fan?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to their rallies. I throw chow mein at them. And you know what? They eat it. They're passionate, but they're hypocrites.
A doner kebab pot noodle contains 22% of the recommended daily calorie intake of a recently divorced man. An octopus has 3 hearts. Perhaps that's why they're so clingy. It takes just 2 days for a T-bone steak to dissolve in a can of Coke, and I'm pretty sure that is how they make Dr. Pepper. And your mouth produces 1.8 pints of saliva every day, or half as much as Cheryl Cole's yoga instructor. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Jason.
Well, it's got to be Michael Jackson's funeral, hasn't it?
What, sorry? Is he dead? Did you watch it?
Oh, I caught the last half hour. Thought it was quite nice. I mean, everyone's been slagging it off, saying it was a bit, you know, a bit cheesy and that, but if you could have Stevie Wonder singing at your funeral, you'd have him, wouldn't you? I mean, you'd rather it was your 40th, but, you know, you'd have him, wouldn't you? The weirdest thing was all the fans. There was, like, millions of fans dressed up like Michael Jackson. Now, can you imagine being at your nana's funeral, right? You're just coming out and everyone's dressed like her. You're like...
The thing that I love is how people forget about the bad stuff with the kids.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah!
Forgot about that.
He was nice, though. He did really good music. It's like, when anyone dies, that's always what happens. Like, this man murdered 20 prostitutes. Ah, but he was good at macrame.
I'll be honest with you, I think when glitter goes, people will remember the bad stuff. Kelly, did you watch it?
I thought the whole thing was a bit much, to be honest. I mean, all of his brothers wearing the glove.
Do you notice the detail of that? Because they clearly bought 5...
I know, someone told me this, I thought it was so funny. Instead of buying each one of them a right or a left-handed glove, they bought, like, 6 pairs and split them between 12, so some of them had them on the left hand and some of them had them on the...
Reg, did you watch it?
I came in about halfway through, and first half hour, I thought it was about, like, some kind of music competition. And,
were you voting at home?
Wow, it's a concert, man. I started watching it, and then they flashed on the coffin, and I was like, oh, Michael Jackson dead.
What did you expect Simon Cowell to press a button and go,
Yeah, well, I love that Shaheen. He was on it, wasn't he?
He was going to play with Michael Jackson at the O2. Let's have a look and see whether Michael Jackson's one of the most talked about things this week. Of course it is. Yes. Yes, Michael Jackson's funeral took place this week. 12-year-old Britain's Got Talent finalist Shaheen Jaffagoli performed at Jackson's funeral. He raised the roof of the Staples Centre and the lid of the coffin.
I think it's that they make you feel old. I mean, like 10 years ago, I'd have gone in and I looked round to see if there was any, you know, nice-looking girls to have a chat to. Now, I'll go in and I look around to see if there's anywhere to sit. The music's so loud that you're shouting, and then suddenly in some of the songs there's just a silent bit, and then you end up going, I've never killed since. Just really loud.
I mean, I worked in nightclubs for years, and one of the weird things is when I've had guys come round to me. I'm serious. A guy come up to me, and this is the worst one. It's when they go, "Are you that twat, Terry Christian?" And you just don't know what the right answer is, do you?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am that twat. Terry Christian would be the correct answer. 6% of Brits buy advent calendars containing alcoholic drinks. But I don't need a calendar to remind me to drink at Christmas. I just look at my family. 16% of grandmothers say Christmas is the only time of year they get drunk and let their hair down. So it's not just Santa that comes but once a year, right, Grandad? And 15% of Brits give their bin men a festive tip. Not me. I put the whole thing in. Right, let's get started. Rob's team, what do people love about the festive season?
Oh, it's got to be the dinner, innit? I tell you what's a revelation I had last year, turkey crown. Much easier. Easier to carve it up, tastier. I do feel it's a bit cruel, breeding them without bones, but...
What is it, Rob?
Never had a turkey crown?
Ah, what is it?
It's just like no arms or legs on it.
What, do you breed them like that? No, they don't do that. You're making that up.
No, it's just the middle bit. Like, it's just the top of it. So you
Yeah,
don't
but
have to
it
do
has
all the
had legs
giblets.
at some point, though.
Yes. Yeah. Cut off. Yeah, but they're cut off.
Hasn't it?
This is real turkey, but they just take the delicious bit and just sell you that. The best thing about Christmas food is the leftovers, in my opinion, and some people combine the leftovers in very unusual ways. I've got some examples for you. So first off, I've got a turkey sandwich, and it's made with brandy butter. Please, enjoy.
Thank you.
Oh, my God. Turkey with custard on it.
No.
Absolutely disgusting.
That's mango jam.
I mean,
Wow,
brandy.
you're really not happy about that.
Got that hit of, like, cognac afterwards.
Oh, Scarlett, I'm pretty sure you've eaten a kangaroo anus in the jungle,
I
so...
did. But to be honest, I ate a few animals' dicks, but I'd rather eat them than this, that's awful. Maisie loves them.
Maisie, you're into it?
Yeah, lovely.
Are you a fan, Catherine?
I like butter, and if it has alcohol in it, I like alcohol. So...
You're just licking the butter off the bread? OK.
Yeah.
I love it if you got later on you got pulled over the at the police and found a breathalyzer. And they're like, how much you drunk? Well, I licked 3 loaves of bread.
OK, so next up, Frosted Lucky Charms with ice-cold Baileys. So just pour the Baileys
sounds
in.
nice.
This is more than nice. If you want type 3 diabetes, this is the way.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to do the whole bottle. The whole bottle in, Jim.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going to go on the desk.
Oh.
Yes!
Right.
That's a big yes. Big
Is
yes.
it? How good?
Really
We like it.
I think I did too much Baileys.
Yeah, it's clearly too much Baileys.
That's nice.
What have you done? Why have you...
I've ruined it.
How have you ruined it? You've got quite a lot on your chin.
You said that last night.
How much of you... Oh, yeah, you've...
I forgot we were filming for a bit there. Sitting there watching you.
Would you...
I felt like I was watching the telly there. I genuinely forgot I was even on the telly.
I'm having a bit of that. It's all right.
Unbelievable.
The Bailey's so
Yeah, it's so strong.
Like it?
Good, right?
What is it?
Fuck me.
Again.
It's like an instant headache, but it's amazing. OK. All right, let's take a look and see if Christmas dinner's up there. Yes, it's Christmas dinner. My favourite bit of Christmas dinner is that bit at the end where everyone fucks off back to their own houses. Did you know, for example, 80% of obese people say they've got no idea how much they should be eating? Here's a clue, less than that. 30% of people say their favourite meal hasn't changed since childhood. My favourite meal's still the same, sucking on boobies. Right, Mum? And 18% of the population has sleepwalked. My girlfriend's a terrible sleepwalker. A few weeks ago, she sleepwalked out of the house, sleep met up with her ex-boyfriend, they sleep-shagged, and now she sleep-left me. When she wakes up, she's going to be so embarrassed. Right, let's get started. Sean, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
I think people have been talking about Guy Fawkes Night.
Did you go to a bonfire?
No. I don't really like fireworks. I think they're like looking at views. Just boring after a while.
Yeah, views.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole eye is overrated as far as I'm concerned. You don't like views?
But listen, you go out and then you've got to look at the fireworks and you go, this is great. And then 3 minutes in, you think, I'm bored now, I'm cold. And then you're stuck there.
Sean, is it a big night in your house? Do you do the bonfires?
Yeah, I like the bonfire thing. I mean, I had to take the RSPCA's advice quite seriously because they said you should check under your bonfire for sleeping hedgehogs. And I couldn't find any, but luckily I had some in the freezer. So. Yeah, got that sorted.
Yeah, sure.
I think I look like Guy Fawkes because the people on our road did an effigy and it really looked like me. They'd done it on our road. It was right in front of my house. It was kind of in my front garden. They'd even used like a photocopy of my face. And they were like chanting, "Weirdo out, weirdo out, weirdo out," which must be like a traditional chant or something.
John, did you go to a fireworks display?
It was a landmark year for me. This was the first year when I couldn't even be bothered to go to the window to look. Usually, if I hear some, I'll go and have a look at my neighbour's fireworks. But this year, I just thought, nah, I'm enjoying Gogglebox.
I think anyone who pays an entrance fee to a bonfire display doesn't understand what the sky is. Like, £2 in, I'm going to stand on that car over there and play with my £2 that I've just saved.
Taunt them with it.
Yeah, just...
The best firework display, I think, in history was in Scotland a couple of years ago. It was meant to last half an hour, but due to a technical hitch, all the fireworks went off in under a minute. Let's have a look. This was meant to last half an hour. it to the window for that, wouldn't you, John?
I would have, yeah, if I'd have heard Armageddon outside my window.
Just imagine being there thinking, oh, how are they going to follow this up? Oh, they're not.
I'd like to have seen the guy's face who lit them all and at the end just stood there just like that. I don't know.
Yeah, would you try to stop them? I reckon he just wanted to beat the traffic. He just sat and just ran to his car.
Let's have a look and see if Firework Night is up there. Yes, it was Bonfire Night this week. In one town in Kent, locals burnt an effigy of Apprentice star Katie Hopkins, which seems crazy because you can get the real Katie Hopkins for £75 plus travel. Meerkats are able to recognise each other by voice alone. How do they manage it? Well, it's complicated. And 43% of people say they've made love in a car. I know I have. I'll tell you what, if my car could talk, I'd be David Hasselhoff. Right, let's get started. OK, Sean, what do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Well, there's the Britain's Got Talent, which you used to do, didn't you? Did you,
Yeah.
you did it over here, didn't you?
I did it over here.
Britain's Got Talent's mainly made here, Sean.
You know what I meant, bloody Mr. Logic.
Yeah? What's the American one called?
What's the American one called?
America's Got Talent.
I knew it!
Yeah.
But you were great on the show.
Yeah, oh, thanks. I had a hard time understanding everyone, but I got to tour the country and,
Well, you ended up going out with a lovely Welsh girl as well, yeah?
Yeah, my girlfriend is from Gleneath, and the weather is weather's tough over there. The weather's tough everywhere. You have 2 winters over here. I mean, you have 2 summers. It's like you have winter and July.
Yeah, that's why the buttons on our shirt go all the way up to the top. Right, fingers on buzzers, 2 more things to get.
The coalition and, like, local elections and all that lot.
Anything that gets relaunched is doomed. So they've relaunched the coalition this week, and the next thing is they'll rename it. It'll be like, it's not the coalition anymore. Now we are Democratas.
Yeah, they've relaunched the coalition. But you know, keep relaunching something. I mean, you can relaunch puke as street pizza, couldn't you? It doesn't mean anything. And you see, Cameron was in that tractor factory in Basildon, and the best thing about it was he was doing this speech, and they've stopped the production line, and there's all these fellas who work in the factory standing around watching them. You can see in their eyes they're thinking, this doesn't count as a tea break, does it?
Well, I don't know who to vote for, because I'm like, I've got working class background, but my girlfriend's very middle class. She used to be upper class, but we're together now.
You're dragging her down, boy.
Her sister's got a boyfriend called Rupert. Rupert! I'm not having a go, it's a decent name, but I never thought I'd meet one.
The best way they could have re-established support in the nation this week is, like, slip a load of song lyrics into the Queen's speech. Because she doesn't write it, she just reads it. She'd have to go, I know for my people, money's too tight to mention. But, and it's a big but, I like big butts, and I can... People go, do you know what, they're all right, these guys, they're all right.
Did you used to do that in exams?
Absolutely, yeah.
We used to do that in all our exams at college, like try and work lyrics and quotes from films into the thing.
It's quite hard to do with maths exams, though.
All right, Rain Man. Have you met David Cameron?
I did. I went to the Parliament, and I had I just wanted to see it, and met David Cameron. But who's Nick Clegg?
That is what David Cameron asked you. Right, let's see if it's up there. Yes, David Cameron and Nick Clegg relaunched the coalition this week. David Cameron attempted some political spin by claiming what you call austerity is what I might call efficiency. Sure, and what you call a government is what we might call a fucking shambles. Feel free to take a bite. Maybe bite his nose off? That was like something from Silence of the Lambs. Alan, I got you this. Hope you like it. Look at that.
Not a very good receiver.
You're not a very good receiver?
I feel very negative. As soon as I see it coming, I think, oh no, don't get that. I don't want anything. What have you got me? Oh, I'm like that. So I'm not disappointed. Jelly baby.
It's a gummy bear.
What's that all about? You're taking a piss? What's that?
Apparently, you're not a very good receiver. You wanted to test that out.
We've got another one.
Yeah.
If you don't like that one, we've got
quite
the other
heavy.
one.
That's quite heavy. It's a larger one, look.
Big versions of things like that make me feel a bit ill.
Imagine how hungover.
That looks delicious. Feel free to take a bite. Maybe bite his nose off.
Okay.
It's like watching a lion. That was like something from Silence of the Lambs. Machine. Got you that. Got you a little present.
Thank you very
Nice.
much, Jimmy.
No problem at all. Happy to help. Hope you like it. I've got you a couple of things.
What have you got me?
Well, you know, sometimes there isn't mistletoe around when you want mistletoe.
Yeah. Hello. That's
then-
not threatening to anyone at all, is it? What's this bit?
That's a personalised calendar I had made for you.
Oh my God, you really have. Hot motion quantity. Written all over it.
December's my favourite. Go December. December's worth checking out.
Oh, hello.
Nice.
Is that you, Sean?
Yeah, I wear the apron round the other way. I have all hot fat all up my front.
Henning, how long have you been living in the UK?
Since 2002.
So you've been here a long time. I consider you to be sort of English now, basically.
Yeah, I
so
am.
I got you this. Look at that.
Thank you very
Congratulations. Welcome.
Delightful. It's getting better.
Yes.
When England win the World Cup. There I will be in Trafalgar Square shouting with the best of them.
I got you a little additional gift as well.
Well, let me.
I think
put
any
the
Englishman would be
gubbins
happy
on
with that.
first.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
6. Oh,
Yeah.
shouldn't do it really, should I?
2 World Wars and 1 World Cup.
He's one of us.
The World at War, the ultimate restored edition. So is that the one we win? Yeah.
You like the start?
Did you know, for example, 14% of women say they can always tell when they're being lied to? And that's because all women are intelligent, perceptive, intuitive, and have you lost weight? The perfect slice of toast is 14 millimetres thick and weighs 0.44 grams per square inch. And that's according to a scientist who's apparently not aware there's still no cure for cancer. And only 3% of British women are naturally blonde. And that's a survey I conducted myself on the escalators at King's Cross. Right, let's get started. John, Rick, Ellen, what else have the nation been talking about?
Well, over here on Team Cool, I imagine we've all been glued to the Tory party conference.
Yeah.
Osborne solved the world financial meltdown. He said these problems have been caused by humans and they'll be fixed by humans, which is bullshit. It's a bit like being in a jungle going, well, this arm might have been bitten off by a tiger and I fully expect a tiger to return and sew the wound up. Bit simple, George.
I liked Jeremy Hunt's speech, the Culture Secretary, and he had this beautiful ballet dancer come on stage and do this dance. And at the same time, unexpectedly, Eric Pickles began to join in. And he was doing this sort of strange thing with his legs and was getting a bit sort of out of breath, but then it just turned out he was trying to get out of his chair.
Bless him. Even his own party are going at him for being fat. You just want him to, because he looks so sad. You think, just have some, he needs some lines, like old stock lines, so when Osborne took the piss out of him, going, do you know why I'm so fat? Because every time you f the economy, I have a biscuit. Boom!
Worst thing about going to a pop concert?
The music. No, the worst thing for me about pop concerts is the miming.
Yeah, because you want to see a show. You don't want to see people going...
Get on with it! Bloody sing!
Have you been to any pop concerts, Craig?
I have. I went to Whitney Houston's pop concert.
Not the recent one?
No, darling, the one that was in Africa, her first visit there, and there was a disaster. Because she'd lost her voice.
She'd lost her voice?
Yeah.
What, was it British Airways flying her over there with her?
I hate going to pop concerts because of the toilet situation for the women, because I'm not a big advocate of pissing in cups. So I have to queue for the loos, and I used to, like, sort of push in and say, like, oh, I'm pregnant. But I don't want to push in anymore, because I heard a story about a girl who pushed in and got into a portaloo, and then the crowd kind of turned feral, and they pushed the portaloo over with her in it. And I don't know if that's an urban legend, but I don't want to risk it.
That makes me proud to be British. You know the Tory party conference when they talk about the British spirit and what it is to be British and coming together as a community? That is the example they should have used. She pushed in the queue, did she? Well, she could be covered in poo. Good on them.
I tell you what I always find weird when you go to see a band these days is they have that gap, don't they, between the stage and the audience. And they have those stewards there, these massive, great big blokes in polo shirts, and they're not seeing the band. They're staring at the audience. And the idea of trying to have a good time with this 18-stone Glaswegian just staring at you. And he's obviously got a court appearance on Monday. If you're trying to have fun, if you're in your living room trying to have fun and there's just a big bloke staring at you going, "You having fun, are you, son?" They're all from Glasgow, aren't they, those fellas?
Yeah, and they're always lifting people out as well. I always think that's... Is there someone in from Glasgow now? Hello? OK, well, there's an AA meeting just up the road. What else is the worst thing about going to a pop concert?
The crowds, darling, the crowds.
It's to do with the crowds. It's a very specific thing about...
When there's a very tall person standing in front of you.
That is exactly the right answer. Yes, the worst thing about going to a pop concert is standing behind a tall person, especially if you've gone to see Jedward, because if you're standing behind someone really tall, they could block your shot, and you have to kill them both. The UK is the 5th fattest nation in Europe, so who's fatter than us? Well, I believe it's Latvia, Sardinia, Slovenia, and the Orkney Islands. A recent study revealed Taiwan is the best country in the world for expats. My auntie is now an expat. He calls himself Chris. Never been happier. Right, let's get started. What do you think people have been talking about sports-wise?
Maybe the Paralympics, Jimmy? Well, there's a Paralympics and then there's the boring Olympics, frankly. That's why they put the Paralympics on second, because you couldn't put the Paralympics on first and then watch the other boring Olympics. Because you'd be like, oh my God, Tom Daly's going to dive. Wait, he's got 2 arms. Boring!
I mean, how hard would it be for you to go for another cycle, another Paralympic cycle?
Well,
I think stick to swimming. Take an interest.
My plan is to go to another Paralympics, and then I'm going to join the Boccia team.
Boccia?
So Boccia is when there's a white ball, and they're normally in teams.
Right.
And they just try and, like, get the ball to that white ball as close as they can.
The next Paralympics you'll go, and then you'll join another team and try and do another Olympics.
Yeah, probably. That's my aim.
Gabby, you watch the Paralympics, I
Oh,
presume?
yeah. I wasn't out there. I'd been out there for the Olympics, but I wasn't out there for the Paralympics. So I watched it at home and enjoyed it as a viewer, and they just did magnificently. The whole team was incredible, because London was such a success. I don't think anybody thought they could achieve, that and then go some, and double their tally of gold.
I love the Paralympics because it's inspirational.
It's bought your house, isn't it?
Not yet, mate. Wait till Tug, yeah? I love it because, we're successful. But it's like once every 4 years I get to go into a room and I'm not like the weirdest looking one in there. It's like
Is there like, you know, sometimes if you saw like someone with like a prosthetic leg and you was walking, you might wait to hold the door open, where occasionally it might have been, if you're both able-bodied, it's sort of like a 50-50 who's going to open the door. But I don't know, like, is there sort of different levels at the Paralympics of like...
There's a hierarchy, yeah. The blind ones, no one gives a fuck about.
I saw two blind blokes at a train station bump into each other, and one said sorry, and the other went, don't worry about it. I don't know how they worked out who was wrong.
You should see at the village, it's like, for especially blind people, you see a visually impaired person, like all just like holding each other, like guiding each other.
Who's at the front?
A visually impaired person.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, are they still there?
The village is brilliant, isn't it? It's like someone's got one of us wet and we've multiplied. It's just, everywhere you look, there's so many disabled people.
I bet the parking spaces are rammed. I thought we would have had a really busy day. Geezer at the train station does the ramp on the train.
Oh, yeah.
Get all the spectators coming. You know, when your train pulls in and he has to get the ramp out.
Like,
what's going on? 2 hours in my shift.
When we went on the plane out there, we were on the plane with some of the Paralympians. And you know, because they have that, like, that little aisle wheelchair.
Yeah.
So there's only one to get them through. So they're all dumping their wheelchairs at the start. And the bloke who's in it just looks and goes, oh, you're fucking kidding. It was a queue right back into the terminal.
OK, let's have a look and see if the Paralympics is up there. Yes, it's the Paralympics. Ticket sales for the Paralympics were disappointing, but when I first heard there were a lot of empty chairs in the stadium, I thought there's been a miracle. Did you know 8% of millennials are offended by Christmas decorations? Snowflakes. But also baubles and tinsel. A third of Brits think Lapland is a fictional place. It's not. I've been, and as strip clubs go, it's actually all right. And 1 in 4 Brits don't think snogging is cheating if it's under the mistletoe. But if that mistletoe is part of a vajazzle, it's a different story. Right, let's get started. Robstein, what do people love about Christmas?
The presents.
What's the best thing you ever got?
Oh.
Braces.
But it's hard, Christmas presents, isn't it? Especially when you're married and you've been with someone a long time, you run out of ideas. And the best way, I think, is throwing money at it. Like, last Christmas, I ended up getting my wife 3 grand in used banknotes.
That is a lovely gift.
Isn't it?
Why did they have to be used? And how were they used?
Cocaine, mainly.
That's like calling your wife a stripper, isn't it? Are you just, because you said you're just throwing money
Yeah, I don't just, like, in her face like that.
I once had a really awkward thing in a relationship where, you know, we've been together a few years, you think you're in the same place. So I bought us a holiday to Barbados, and he bought me an electric toothbrush. And yeah, it was a very tense day. At the time, he felt very embarrassed about it, but then actually, it was a good lesson. We went on holiday for a week and we had an amazing time, but the toothbrush was something that I used every single day to masturbate. And so, in a way, a great gift. And people don't even worry about why it's in your bag. You can take it on holiday.
The other great thing is, ladies, minty fresh vagina. Ola, best gift you've ever given?
There was one year I actually decided I was going to try and do like Christmas like other people, and I bought everybody in the family a foot spa. But like half of my family members just didn't take it home with them.
Slightly weird at your house then if you've got 6 foot spas. Yeah. You know what you could do? Open up a place in the high street. All we need is a couple of goldfish. You know those things where people... yeah, charge people £20 a go.
Yeah.
Lovely.
You know those are really bad, those fish things.
Why?
The fish don't even get a lunch break.
Well, they're having a lunch.
They just keep on 24/7.
They just keep
It's
going.
actually against the EU Working Time Directive. They are very much remain, those fish.
I think the problem with Christmas presents is it's just unwrapping proof that the people you love don't know you. It's a sad, sad thing. You have to pretend.
What's the worst thing, then?
Well, my mum was a single parent with 3 children, and she used to give us school uniform, and we used to have to pretend that that was what we wanted. It was sad.
It's my size.
Yeah, and our stockings, she would put our breakfast in it.
You're lying.
No, I didn't. And when we turned 14, we started to get sanitary towels. Yeah, because some people are poor, and Christmas isn't fun if you're poor. You watch all these adverts where everyone's getting these amazing toys, and you have to go, oh my God, another white shirt.
Wait,
this is what I wanted.
Is this the Christmas episode? Is that why?
What gave you the clue?
Well, I thought I was told to wear this jumper, so I was like, all right, I'll wear it. This is the... Oh, Merry Christmas! Lovely. I didn't realise, Jimmy.
I've got a bloody robin on my top. How did you not know?
Is that Christmassy a robin?
Yeah.
It is?
Are you broken? Emily, what's best gift?
Well, I don't know about Christmas, but someone keeps sending butt plugs to my house. And they're changing each month. They start really kind of
I've got
minimal.
that with socks. Why they send you a new pair of socks every month.
We can't shove socks up your ass.
You can. You can.
But it's the weirdest thing. And like, my dad came round the other day and he was sort of fixing something for me and he pulled this drawer open and this butt plug rolled out on the floor and he went, what's that?
So you've kept the butt plugs.
It'd be a waste not to.
Who had 4 minutes for the butt plug conversation? Okay, let's have a look and see if presents are up there. Yes, it's Christmas presents. Last year, I got my girlfriend a puppy for Christmas. It was so cute. I even put it in a little box with a big bow on it. My mistake was sending it second class. I like unusual presents. Last year, I bought my nan a lifetime supply of Werther's Originals, which turned out to be 3 packets of Werther's Originals. Do you know, for example, on average, in the Northern Hemisphere, January is the coldest month of the year. However, if you were in Australia, you'd be surrounded by twats. 30% of us refuse to sit on a public toilet seat, which is perhaps why there's shit all over the floor. And the longest kiss on record lasted 130 hours. I'd like to see 2 beautiful women try and beat that. Let's get started. Sean, your team to go first.
I think people have been talking about the story about Starbucks, that they leave a tap running in every single Starbucks all throughout the world. And apparently it's that the Starbucks excuse, because obviously it's caused shock and horror as a waste, Starbucks excuse is that it's for hygiene reasons, because they put the spoons in it. So although it's not very hygienic, a tap running, isn't it? Because it attracts cats to sort of pour it. They love pouring the tap water, don't they? How ill can you get from a teaspoon? Anyway, I've got teaspoons in my house. They're disgusting. They look like they've passed through a Shire horse. I'm fine. Do you think there's a special hospital ward with people who can just blink one eyelid because they had a dirty teaspoon?
I'll tell you how ill you can get. Have you seen Pete Doherty?
Yeah.
That's all from teaspoons.
I had a friend in high school whose mother found out she was doing drugs and she had antique spoons that she'd destroyed and that was what she was more upset with than the fact that her daughter was doing heroin. That she ruined her antique spoons.
Her daughter was doing heroin. She's gone, you've cooked up in the good spoons.
Literally.
Disgrace.
Well, you can make a new daughter, but you'd have to buy a new spoon.
You said that, Andy, like you'd make one in a lab.
You look at Osman, you think he might have made a kid in the lab.
I don't know how you can waste water. We've got the same amount of water as we've ever had. We're mostly water. The problem is it's in the wrong place. It's in Starbucks rather than Africa. That's the problem. The only people wasting water are people going into space when it don't come back. That's the only people wasting water.
Damn you, Aldrin! Did you know that Starbucks is an anagram of burst taps? It's not.
It's not.
I just like to cheat. Nobody really checks up on anagrams. They just assume you've done the work. They go, oh, really? Nobody goes, hold on a sec.
That is a shocking indictment on our studio audience that they went, yeah!
You go into Starbucks, they do the fair trade question now. They go, do you want that as a fair trade coffee? And who in that situation goes, no, I want the other one. I don't want the fair trade. I want the Exploito. Give me the Exploito. Yeah. I really want to hurt some farmers. Make it massive and put a picture of a crying child on it for me.
Let's see if Starbucks is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, Starbucks have been accused of wasting water by leaving taps constantly running. Starbucks have said the practice exists to exceed health and safety standards and they're working on an alternative solution as a priority. I've got a solution for you. What's that? And then that. English people moan for 100 minutes a day, a unit of time known as an EastEnders omnibus. According to a recent survey, Bombay is the rudest city in the world because it sounds like Bombay. And why isn't Bangkok on that list? And the film with the most swear words is Sex in the City. Well, it was when I fucking watched it. Let's get started. Jason, Lauren, David, what do people find irritating, annoying and offensive?
Can I just say good luck, Jimmy, and have a great show, yeah?
Yeah, thanks, man.
Have a really great show, yeah?
Yeah, you too. That is quite an offensive and irritating thing, isn't it?
Is it the fact that people are so obsessed by celebrities?
Yeah. There's people in the papers all the time for shagging and that.
I know.
I mean, like Jordan has been the big one recently because she's remarried in Vegas. I mean, personally, I think it's clearly a love match that's going to work out. You know,
yeah,
she's a best-selling author, a writer. I wish her all the best.
Yeah.
Well, but does she write... you know, and she's written all these books. A lot of celebrity autobiographies are no holds bars. Hers are no holes barred.
I thought you were talking about me. Because I've written books. And I've had sex with celebrities, so...
Who have you had sex with?
All of them.
You've had sex with all of them?
Yes.
Oh.
Several times. You're next.
Who have you had sex with?
OK, you haven't read my books?
I've read your books,
Of course
Janice.
not. Oh. OK, name names.
Liam Neeson.
Yes.
Sly Stallone.
Yes.
They're the two biggies in the book.
They weren't that biggie.
Let's just forget the show. Let's just talk about this.
Who else was on the list? Mick
Jack
Jagger?
Nicholson. But I dated these
Jack
men...
Nicholson?
Yes.
Well done.
Have you really shagged Jack Nicholson?
Yes.
What was he like?
The Joker was wild.
Nice.
The Joker was what? She's even got a line on it. Let's have a look and see whether our obsession with celebrities has annoyed the public. Yes, the thing that offends us most is celebrity culture. These days, people want the rewards of being a celebrity without the long, hard slog of having to go out with David Walliams. Okay. Most hated profession?
Sniper. Well, you know, when you're just going down the shops, aren't you? Like, wow! How about popcorn sellers at cinemas? How much? Popcorn?
That's my favourite thing about going to the cinema, like trying to keep a straight face when you go, £8.50 for a Coke and popcorn.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's very reasonable.
It's hyperinflation, isn't it? It's like...
Have you not been to a normal shop?
I don't think they should sell popcorn. Popcorn's too noisy for the cinema. It's too... That's all you can hear.
Who's taking noise a bit too seriously?
It's too bloody noisy,
yeah.
For the cinema and for the quiet carriage. They should
Turnaround.
only sell flumps. That's all they should be allowed, flumps.
Janice, most hated profession? What do you think?
Parking ticket guys.
Correct answer.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, the most hated profession is traffic wardens. I get confused by the different titles. There's traffic warden, civil enforcement officer, parking attendant. Someone needs to come up with a blanket term for these arseholes. Did you know, for example, 1 in 4 people think that using an electric toothbrush is lazy? Yeah, what's wrong with traditional foreplay? 62% of Scots spend more than 30 minutes on the phone every day. Hello, it's me again. I'm having another heart attack. And a plastic bag in a landfill site takes 1,000 years to rot away. So, in a sense, it is a bag for life. Take that, M&S. Let's get started. Jason, Matt, Frankie, what are the nation be talking about this week?
Wimbledon. Well, they're all there. Hewitt is there. Federer, Murray, the Williams brothers are there. So they're all... it's pretty good. Tim Edman is doing the commentary for the old Beeb, and it's going to be weird for him staying the full 2 weeks, I think. Do you think halfway through the commentary he's not doing so well, someone just goes, "Come on, Tim!"
Do you watch the Wimbledon?
Yeah, I watched Andy Murray beat the French guy. I'm quite surprised he beat him and the French guy didn't just surrender after a couple of sets.
Nice.
There's a new word, isn't it? Because it's henmania, and now they've got andymonium. And I think, really, it's good, andymonium. I think, really, it should be called Andy Pandemonium, shouldn't it?
He's a right miserable-looking bastard, Murray, as well, isn't he?
Yeah, as opposed to your good self, Frankie.
Right, a 21-year-old millionaire who looks like if they let him near the umpire's chair, he'd hang himself off it.
It's so boring, tennis, that the slightest thing, the crowd go mental, like it's the most hilarious, shocking thing they've ever seen. Federer's opponent sat next to him. Did you see that bit? The crowd reacted like he picked up a ball boy, swung him round by the ankles and thrown him into the crowd. Why do they throw the sweaty... It's horrible. They throw their sweaty headbands into the... It's horrible. We're in here for about 3 hours, sweaty... Like... Imagine if Vanessa at the end just got her knickers off and went, go on!
The press are obsessed with knickers, aren't they? If you just were going, God, I can see her knickers, whoa, I can see her looking knickers, you'd be down as a pervert. You get arrested. The Sun could just go to the tennis and go, whoa, look at her knickers, she's got red ones on, whoa. It's the equivalent of standing at the bottom of the stairs at work just going, whoa, I've seen your knickers. For some reason, it's fine.
But don't you think that those sound effects, you know when they go, ugh, every time they serve and everything, ugh, and if you combine that with porn, where everyone's always going, ugh, ugh, don't you think it just puts ordinary people under colossal pressure? Because, like, very often you're being shagged and you don't want to make any noise, you just want to go, oh. You don't always have to go, oh, do you? Or you go, oh. You just sometimes want to go, and you feel you have to.
Why don't you just get him to shag you and put the tennis on in the background?
Well, let's see how many people are talking about Wimbledon this week. It's the most talked about thing in Great Britain this week. Yes, Wimbledon started this week. Tim Henman is commentating this year, which means the chances of him winning the competition are exactly the same as last year. Sean, Vanessa and Lee, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
There's Nelson Mandela's birthday concerts in Hyde Park, and there's Glastonbury as well. Then everyone's worried about Amy Winehouse. Oh, will she be well enough to make it? Her dad, Mitch, says she's got emphysema, which I think at 24, that must be some kind of record. By the time she's 30, she'll have scurvy and rickets. She'll go in a bath chair with an ear trumpet.
Have you seen the pictures of her this week? She looks like a campaign poster for neglected horses.
The thing they used to do at Glastonbury is they always had they're a bit ironic, so they'd have someone like Tom Jones on or Shirley Bassey. But it's gone way too ironic this year. And this year they've got Will Young on, Neil Diamond and Shakin' Stevens. It's like a wedding disco. People say, oh, Shakin' Stevens, he'll be brilliant. He won't. He'll be shit, because he's shit.
Would you be tempted to go to Glastonbury?
Yeah, I'm going on to Glastonbury.
You get killed tonight, don't you?
Yeah, 2 hours dead. Feel good.
You should go out to all the stone people at Glastonbury and... make yourself all white and then just unzip the tent like that and go...
What, do you think Hollyoaks is on a big screen at Glastonbury?
It's no more mental than putting Jay-Z on, is it?
Jay-Z.
Is it Jay-Z now?
Yeah, he's in England. It's
Oh,
Jay-Z,
right.
mate. You're over here, you play by others. It's Jay-Z. I did a Reading Festival, and all the tents are really close. You can hear the bands, they're not that far away. There was a band on stage when I was on, right, and there was like a sort of thrash metal punk band, and their finale was the lead singer has a shit onto a towel,
Oh, no.
then gets the towel and swings it round, and then throws it into the crowd.
What, he's nicked your act?
It'd be great if Nelson did that, wouldn't it? You were not expecting that, were you?
Come on, it's a party!
I'm 90! OK, well, let's see if the big concert weekend is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it's the Glastonbury weekend. Kelly Osbourne is going to be filming a video diary of the shenanigans backstage. I didn't even realise the shenanigans were playing.
Cut.
Get up, put the kettle on and make a cappuccino.
Make myself a cup of
Tea with sugar. Hot tea for sure.
Shall we have a biscuit?
Yeah.
Nice song.
What do you think the best thing about living on your own?
Is it the remote? Control of the remote.
That is the right answer. I'll give you that.
well
That's close
done.
enough.
Yeah.
Did you know, for example, 25% of men think their eyes are their best feature. Let me think. Buns, guns, pecs, nads, little Jimmy Johnson, eyes. Sixth best. The world's oldest goldfish was 42. He put his long life down to regular early morning swims. And the average life expectancy in the UK is 80 years. Does not include Scotland. Terms and conditions apply. Right, let's get started. OK, Johnston, what's the other most important moment in life?
People do babies, don't they?
You made it sound like litter.
I think the only reason I want to have kids is so I can look at other people's without being accused of being a paedophile. Like when you walk past a... I don't mean in that word.
No, dig yourself out of this. I'd love to see this. He's got a shovel. He's on your marks, John, and dig your way out of that one.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground.
Sure. He's going deeper before he even starts the dig.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground and you just want to be able to watch the abandon of children. It's like watching nature. It's like when you watch the leaves change in autumn. Sometimes you want to watch a kid on a swing and think, oh, I used to be on swings before I had jobs and before people judged me and before I wasn't allowed to be in a park. And then before you know it, you've been there half an hour and someone says, oh, which one's yours? You go, I'll go then. Fine. I'm not... It's a nice... And sometimes a baby will look at you.
What you should say is, I haven't chosen yet.
Dr. Christian, is there anything that we can do to get John chemically castrated? You haven't got kids?
Absolutely no desire to have children whatsoever. Yeah, you can't... They just linger too long and you can't have a life.
They do linger, don't they?
Yeah.
They go on living is another way to say
They go on.
They linger. Yes. I mean, if they lasted 5 years, it'd be perfect, but no.
I never wanted kids, really. I just wanted one of those big American fridges. You know, the really big ones.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be ridiculous. I get one of those. It's just me and my partner there, and like a lasagna and a lemon rolling around in it. I thought I'd better have some kids, fill it out with yoghurt.
Well, I didn't think that I was very maternal until I had my baby.
Isn't that a bit late, though?
Yeah.
Really big gamble, fine, isn't
But
it?
then it was fine. You know, honestly, you know...
Yeah, but what if it wasn't? You can't put it back in, can you? You can't, can you? No, you can't.
But see, if you do have every drug under the sun, don't... If somebody comes at you...
Not
with
whilst you're
heroin.
pregnant, I should confirm.
No, but in labour, have everything. You know these folks that lie on beanbags and they have candles? No. No. You want to be numb, as God intended. You want to be numb from the waist down, knowing nothing about it until they give you a beautiful baby.
That's conception or birth?
Well... honestly, don't have everything. Have everything.
I've never heard anything more Scottish than that. Take all the drugs that you can. Seriously, all of them. Get all of them. It's brilliant. It's like you only had the baby for the high.
No, but it is really... Honestly, I recommend it.
It's expensive, though.
No, it's on your
expensive. Well, they've worked out.
No, it doesn't cost you anything. It's on the National Health Service.
No, he's saying having children,
I mean,
not...
raising children.
Not the drugs. I know a guy that can get it for a favour.
Yeah, to raise the child is something that the average they've had through its lifetime is £200,000.
Yeah.
And that's not factoring in daddy's drinking, daddy's gambling.
It's all worthwhile when they turn 13 and tell you that they hate you and wish you were dead.
But then they'll look after you.
I'll fast-track that.
They'll look after you when you're old.
What?
When you're old, they'll look after you. All the money that you've paid out, they'll have to...
I'm going to use the money I saved to look after me. Although I don't have kids, because tragically my girlfriend and I can't have children the way we do it. Let's see whether having children is one of the most important moments in life. I have a feeling it will be. Yes, of course. Number one. Yes, having children. Doctors warn women should have a baby by the age of 35 to avoid the risk of being deafened by their ticking biological clock. 73% of dieters abandon their diet at the weekend, and there's a special name for those dieters: Fat people. And only 29% of women reach orgasm every time they have sex. I've got a tip for those women, or if they like, I could put the whole thing in. Right, let's get started. Sean Steen, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Strictly Come Dancing has started again.
It's back on. It's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. It's massive. Although the line-up is a bit... Well, I think most of them should bring a utility bill. I don't know who they are.
I thought there were huge stars on there.
Who?
Vanessa Feltz. You did that.
Yeah.
I said...
I'm just thinking, like, do you think maybe she just said, like, I'll come and do the show, but I'm just not gonna do too much because I'm a bit heavy?
Yeah. Do you mean, like, serious, or what do you...
No, I mean, like, seriously.
Oh, no, you're
like...
being incredibly bitchy. OK, great.
No!
I didn't realise where you were going with this, but no, I'm with you.
You can't go, no, you just called her fat and
No,
go...
I didn't. No, I didn't
used
call her
another
fat.
word.
I didn't say she... I didn't. Because I'm just saying she hasn't danced much, and to me, if you're going on a dancing show, you should dance.
No, in your defence, she came on my show at the start of the year, Let's Dance, and she said, I'm not going to dance. And literally, I don't know if you saw it, we lowered her from the ceiling onto a gigantic 8-foot-long cannon with her legs spread-eagled in a sequin leotard.
Is that the only way you could get her in the building?
Sean, would you go on the show? Would you go on Strictly?
Well, you know, if my whole career fell apart in tatters and I had really no option and a lot of tax bills to pay and situation... No, I actually didn't mean that. Sometimes you get lucky.
What I found particularly annoying about Strictly is that if you're a camp man, you are allowed to be ruder than a man who is not camp. For example, if I were to watch Rachel Riley dance and I were to say, your bottom looked like a sack of potatoes there and frankly it made me sick, there'd be complaints. But if I were a camp man like Bruno and your bottom looked like sack potatoes, you
One of the celebrities, Patrick Robinson, is from Casualty. His dance starts well, but halfway through he starts climbing a stepladder to hang Christmas lights over a bath, and you think this isn't going to end well. OK, John Steen, what else have the nation been talking about?
The Star Wars open auditions in Bristol.
This is huge news, isn't it? Brilliant.
It's funny that they queued up for about 8 hours in the freezing rain.
Over 4,000 people turned up to the auditions in Bristol, and about 1,500 were turned away without even being seen.
Without even being seen, that's harsh, isn't it? Just...
I didn't need to go to the auditions because I've already got a part in the new Star Wars film.
Have you?
Yeah, I've already been cast. I play the postman on the Death Star. Insufferably cheery postman, walking around the Death Star going... May the parcel force be with you.
But listen, what they've done now is they've said that because so many people turn up to these open auditions, they're going to allow people to audition on video, and you can just send in your audition tape. John, Sean, do you want to...
Yeah, I'll do it,
Yeah, OK, fine.
Well, I don't need to, I've already got a part, but...
Well, what, you've been...
I'm such a versatile actor,
if I give you that
see me...
part, if I give Sean that one, you could be Vader, you could be Luke. Just classic lines. You just got to embody the role.
OK.
All right. Action.
If only you knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No! No! The second no's not in the script, but I'm...
I'm your father! Chuffing hell, that's never eat. That is in the script. No, that's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
No.
Scene. What do you think people like about the festive season?
It's like parties, Christmas parties.
Well, there's a big one. New Year people like, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about this one because 7 years ago, I cheersed with a girl, this is true, and I didn't look at her, and I didn't know you're supposed to make eye contact. And she said, that's 7 years bad sex.
Yeah.
And at the time I thought, bullshit. And I tell you what, that powerful witch, she was bang on.
So the spell will be broken this new year.
Fingers crossed.
Sometime around June, we'll get the results in.
Do you like New Year? Do you go out or do you stay at home?
No, I never go out anymore. We've got children. But we press up against the window of the pub.
And wave.
Ollie, have you had a good New Year's Eve?
I had a lovely New Year once, and I remember there was this boy that I really fancied. And it was like, I was kissing him for the first time, and it was, like, amazing. And then the clock struck midnight, and I was like, oh, my God, I need to be with my friends. So I ran downstairs, and as I ran off so quickly, I dropped one of my shoes. And then I found my friends, and we were, Happy New Year. And then I was like, oh, my God, my shoe's gone. And I couldn't find the boy anywhere. And then the next thing I know, the sort of people parted, and the mist settled, and he was there holding my shoe, like Cinderella.
So you egged him off, you just went, cheers, mate, I thought I'd lost that. Off you go.
No, but that's a nice New Year story.
Yeah, it's lovely, but it was also a dream, Holly.
Roisin, have you had similar New Year's Eves?
No, I've not had a nice New Year's Eve like that. I don't really enjoy New Year's Eve that much. I find it quite...
A lot of pressure.
I'm single as well, and it's quite... They're kissing at, midnight and stuff. I have to go and run and hide somewhere so I don't... Otherwise it looks like you're, like, looking,
That's maybe the wrong expression to use.
I stay indoors at New Year's. Set off some fireworks. Out a turkey's bum. Get dinner and show.
I bet you party like it's 1939.
Let's have a look and see if New Year's Eve is up there. Yes! New Year's Eve! New Year's Eve can be a tough time for old people living alone, so what I like to do every year is not think about them because it's depressing. New Year's Eve celebrations come from pagans in ancient Babylonia. Last year at New Year's, my nana got so drunk, she showed everyone her ancient Babylonians. I wish Ant and Dec would stop doing those Morrison's adverts. They're misleading. I've looked everywhere in Morrison's and I can't find kangaroo anus anywhere. Did you know, for example, 46% of women spend over an hour a day gossiping? At least that's what Judy at the Royal Association of Statisticians told Marlene at the National Audit Office. Cheerleading accounts for 54% of all injuries in American high schools. Oh dear, I seem to have broken your hymen. And the average person loses 50% of their taste buds by the time they're 60, so it is OK for your nana to live on cat food. Let's get started. Sean, Chris and Nikki, you're to choose first. What do you like the look of?
We'll go for the dog.
OK. 25% of dogs have had alternative therapies, true or false?
What was that? Was Reiki she was doing, was
that
it?
was Reiki, yeah.
She's telling the owner what the dog needs.
The owner is telling her through the incredible power of being mental. What the dog is thinking. I mean mental as in she's got a mental connection with... Yes. I'm not suggesting the woman is mental.
When you get a dog outfit and you just come in and sit there and read a paper in front of your dog, it freaks them out. You do all the like human things, but just dressed as a dog and go, well, just do really very banal human things in front of the dog dressed as a dog, and it drives him nuts.
I think, Johnny, though, I think you'll start a craze. Invest in dog suits.
I zip off the dog suit and do like 500,000 years of evolution and become a man. Like
Men didn't actually evolve from dogs. That's not a thing.
We're evolving to...
Do you know what? 5 stages of evolution, and the one thing they're missing off the beginning is a poodle.
It's dog, Neanderthal man, sort of Cro-Magnon man.
Then
there's like a chicken, and then it goes up into human. Johnny's map of evolution. For about 6 months, we were a chicken.
that 25% of dogs have had alternative therapy. True or false? What do you think, Sean?
I don't think anyone would do that. I think it's false.
But dog whispering's alternative, right? So I think it could be true.
Do you know, I do a bit of dog whispering. I do dog whispering. Sit down! Sit!
That's spitting, darling.
Oh, sorry.
What do you think, true or false?
False.
You're going false? All right. You guys, what do you think, true or false?
I just think, what are you stressed about? I've never seen a dog that stresses. Every day is the happiest day of its life, isn't it? It just wakes up like, oh, I'm awake! Woo! It's true. You think true? Well, we're going to go with Johnny Vegas.
OK, so you're going true. I can tell you the answer is true. Yes. 25% of dogs have had alternative therapies. OK, Jason, your team to choose. What do you want to go for?
We've got this fat person.
I prefer the term colleague.
Let's go with fat. We know fat. If there's one thing this team knows, it's fat.
OK. You've chosen the fat man. That is a picture of the world's largest man who got married this week, OK? We polled the audience and asked them, if your partner became morbidly obese, would you leave them?
Well, they couldn't follow you, could they? I mean, you could basically pack your bag while they're sat there. You couldn't wait until they go out. You just walk around going, go on, try and grab my leg as I go past you.
If you've married this bloke, and, you know, obviously stage one is when you had to have your wedding photos done on Google Earth. You know, I think we've got a problem here, love.
He lost 39 stone to get married. That's a lot of weight to lose, I think.
That's a lot of loss.
You'd be annoyed if you were in the same Weight Watchers group as him. Would you leave your partner if they became morbidly obese?
That's the rule. You get
That's the
fat,
rule.
you're out.
The best way to do it is to, in your front door, you've got your front door, open the front door, and then have like a cutout of a shape that you feel is satisfactory for them to enter the property. And if they can't get through it, I'm sorry, it's the highway.
OK, Jason, I'm going to push you for an answer.
I'm going to go yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would.
Can I join your team?
Go on, take your chair with you.
Come on.
No, I'm afraid we can't do it. No, not for ballast. I'm afraid we can't.
Hello, how are you, Johnny?
It's good over
So you're saying people would leave their partner if they were morbidly obese?
I think so, yeah.
OK, and you're saying, Sean?
No, I think people wouldn't.
OK, well, I can tell you, Sean, you're absolutely right. Our studio audience said no, they wouldn't leave their partner if they became morbidly obese. So an incredibly fat man has tied the knot. He's the world's fattest bridegroom, and she's the world's flattest bride. So at the end of that round, I can tell you it's 3 points for Sean's new team and 4 points for Jason's new team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Top topic of conversation while getting drunk.
Oh, now we've lost Johnny Vegas.
I signed him in the transfer window.
Johnny, what do you normally talk about when you're drunk?
Dog suits. And occasionally, the worst funeral you've ever been to.
Is the conversation I'm all right to go on this morning?
I can't stand... I've tasted it a couple of times, but lager. I remember my mates going, no, of course you don't like it. Nobody likes it first. You've got to learn to like it. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't have to learn to like anything else that I like. Like Jaffa Cakes, bang, first time. I saw the packet and knew I was going to like them.
It's probably sport, isn't it? Something like sport.
That is the right answer.
Oh, well done.
Is it?
Yes, the top topic of conversation whilst drunk is sport. When I stumble in drunk and leering after a night on the town, my girlfriend knows there's only one thing I want, my second Bacardi Breezer. OK, most popular gadget for women?
Etch-a-sketch. Everyone loves an Etch-a-sketch.
Is it a Sky Plus box that doesn't record any of the Brucey bits in Strictly Come Dancing?
Brucey on that. I'd like to think... Because at some stage he's going to die live on a Saturday night. I like that.
Resign.
I'd like to resign. I'm an admirer of Bruce Forsyth. He's a beloved character, and I'd like to resign.
I know what it would be. It'd be a toaster. You put in bread, shoes come up.
Oh,
That's a great idea. Yeah.
What about
know what I think it is? I think it's an iron with a telly in it.
I'd like to apologise to any women not watching this in the 1970s.
You'd love that, an iron. I'd like that, an iron with a telly in it.
And a phone as well. Oh, shit!
Even worse. Bloody got a phone abroad.
I think I know what it is. Hair straighteners.
That is the correct answer from Johnny Vega. Yes, the most popular gadget for women is hair straighteners. Did you know, for example, 37% of bingo winners don't tell their other halves about their windfall? And that's because their husbands are dead. 57% of British school kids think that Germany is the most boring country in Europe, which is a good thing. We had interesting Germany. And humans and dolphins are the only mammals that have sex for pleasure, but a dog will do it for a biscuit. Let's get started. Your related question. 8% of men have secretly used dancer-sized videos to keep themselves in shape. True or false?
I don't think they're using them to stay in shape, to be honest. They're popping them on and going, yeah, I'm just staying in shape, love, that's all I'm doing.
Sarah, are you attracted to a man that can dance?
I like a manly man, but I like a man who will let himself be vulnerable enough to try dancing.
There's 6 blokes here. Let's see, chair dancing, right? Who's got the best moves for Sarah and see which one turns her on.
Yeah, let's definitely start with you.
Let's start with... OK.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good start.
Oh, got a little bit dizzy now.
Steve? Oh, God.
Come on.
I'm going to take a old school...
Oh, no. Sarah's close. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were rubbing a cat.
Is this... Your turn. There he goes.
Quite high in the air.
I've actually been dancing for the whole show, but I've been doing the river dance, so there's no upper body movement whatsoever. The whole show I've been dancing away happily. While you lot have been playing your panel game, I've been throwing fucking shapes under here.
There is a version of this show that goes out in Ireland, which is just Alan's feet.
Very popular it is too, but if you want some upper body stuff, what about that?
You realise whoever wins this, you have to fart?
Yeah, here we go.
Now the high point, ladies and gentlemen, what you've all been waiting for.
It's just a bit of that.
Oh, nice.
Not too much, you know.
Oh, keep those orderlies away, they're stealing my stuff.
Well, I like to take things slowly, so usually what I do is I start off with...
Sarah, what do you think? Who's the best dancer?
Who was the sexiest?
I wish I could say all of you. I love Jason personally, but I would have to say Sean because he kind of just broke through and it was funny.
Well done, Sean.
Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Go on, Sean. Do you want to wait till after?
Can I have it later?
OK, so let's get some guesses. 8% of men have secretly used dancer-sized videos to keep them in shape. What do you think, Sean? Yes or no?
Yeah.
True or false? True? True? Do you think true?
Yeah.
Guess properly.
True.
Fine, near enough. Jason?
I think we're going to go true, actually.
OK, you're going true. I can tell you the answer is true. Yes. Incredibly, 8% of men have used a dancer-sized video. I tried to lose weight with salsa, but I put on 4 stone, mainly because of the Doritos. So at the end of that round, it's 2 points for Sean's team and 7 points to Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Most desirable superpower.
I'd like to be really smart all the time and have one hand is an iron. I'm always really smart. And everywhere I go, people go, isn't he smart?
Welcome to my world.
My superpower fantasy is invisibility. I would find somebody I hate and take a massive shit over them. But Think about it. They're sitting there having lunch with their parents. Bang, you're covered in shit. And I'm gone.
This is turning into a real think tank.
Yeah. In Harry Potter, they've got that invisibility cloak, haven't they? But Ron never uses it for evil, does he? It's always for good, isn't it? You never see at any point him sneaking into Hermione's room and having a little look at a Gryffindor.
Sarah, if you could have a superpower, what do you think you'd go with?
I would want the power to eat anything I want, and then it takes the nutrients out, and then I vomit in like a perfect ball, everything else, but it's mint flavored. Or no, just a fly, I think.
I'll put you down for both.
Okay.
Excellent. If you had a superpower?
I'd like to be able to run faster than the speed of sound.
You should just wish to walk at the speed of us. I'm sorry.
You kind of got it earlier. What did you say earlier?
Invisibility.
Correct answer.
Oh,
I'll do. Next question. Best way to break up with someone?
You're amazing, but I'm turned off by that.
I remember an ex-girlfriend of mine that I broke up with. She was moaning because she says some shops, there's a conspiracy. And she said to me at one point, she went, why am I a size 10 in that shop, but I'm a size 12 in that shop? I said, well, because there's a McDonald's in the middle, wasn't there? Do you know?
And you broke up because of that?
We broke up over the Big Mac. Not over it, like, give it me, you fat bitch.
You could probably get a pretty clean slate just from, like, a well-faked death.
What would happen if you bumped into them again?
I didn't think about it that far, Jason.
She just told you she was dead. Move on.
A friend of mine, when his relationships were getting too serious, used to leave his herpes medication lying around.
Friend of yours, was it?
Yeah, friend of mine.
Yeah, you can laugh. I fucked him earlier.
Not you, it's me, or... It's
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it then.
Yes, the best way to break up with someone is to blame yourself. I couldn't find the words to break up with my last girlfriend. There was nothing in the phrase book. In the end, I went with me not love you long time. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Kelvin and Alan have 2 points. Jason, Sarah and Steve are the winners with 9 points. Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 15% of people say carbon monoxide detectors are too expensive? Yeah, I love my kids, but not 12 quid's worth. 1 in 3 horses in the UK are lame. So you might think horses are cool, but actually a third of them, pretty lame. And 40% of people in Middlesbrough say they wouldn't buy a property without a front garden, of course, because they need somewhere to keep their fridge. Right, let's get started. Aisling's team, what do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Article 50, my head is sore. I think basically the MPs voted in favour of triggering Article 50, but that's just an advisory vote, not legally binding. So was the referendum, that wasn't legally binding. So now it's gone to the Supreme Court, and they're going to debate it out and vote on whether that vote should go ahead or not. And if they don't vote in favour of the vote, then there has to be another vote on that vote. So I'm just really glad after the vote on Brexit, we're way out of the complications of the EU, because everything's so much simpler now.
I think they're answering, basically, the Supreme Court are answering a question that's been huge the last year. Can Brexit get any more boring? And it turns out, yes, it can.
Is it going to be a hard or a soft Brexit, was one of the questions. Also, the red, white and blue Brexit, it's just getting ridiculous. It's like Theresa's had word vomit.
I've got the clip of Theresa May. I mean, good luck. Good luck with this.
People talk about the sort of Brexit that there is going to be. Is it hard, soft? Is it grey, white? Actually, we want a red, white and blue Brexit. That is the right Brexit for the United Kingdom.
Oh, OK. Well, no, fine. We want a Brexit that looks a bit like bunting, huh?
This Supreme Court thing, I can't believe how quick it's been. They're saying they're going to have a decision in 4 days. Like, I faked whiplash in 2010. I've only just got paid.
Chris Kamara, I mean, the whole Brexit thing. Go ahead, I know
I don't know anything about politics. I have to be honest.
I've seen you on Sky. You don't know a lot about football either. I'm not sure. OK, let's see if Brexit's up there. Yes, it's Brexit. The case for Brexit's been presented to the Supreme Court. If it gets through, the next stage is judges' houses. Then if the judges can't decide, Dermot O'Leary takes it to deadlock. Best way to make a good first impression?
Stay flaccid. You live and learn, Jim. And when I meet someone fully flaccid, I swear by it.
It's a little bit of a compliment if I was to meet someone and they got a straightaway boner. I was like, oh, thank you.
I think we've found the best way to deal with if anyone ever gets flashed. It's a horrible thing if you get flashed in the park or anything. It's kind of gross. But I think
yeah.
Thank you. OK, how do you make a good first impression?
I don't know, Jim.
So let's say when you were, your footballing career, when you turn up in Stoke as a player, you arrive at a new club.
I turned up at Stoke on crutches. I just recently had a cartilage operation.
So you turned up on crutches,
limped towards the door, and
signed.
And signed, yeah.
I mean, that's a maverick, isn't it? Signing someone and going, well, he can't walk, but I reckon if you put him near the goal, he'll be all right.
That was the best they saw of me.
OK, best way to make good first impression.
Jimmy, compliment.
Number 8, that's number 8 on our list.
Smiling.
That's exactly right, smiling.
Oh.
Of course he got that. Look at him. He can make a good first impression from 400 yards. Yes, the best way to make a good first impression is smiling. You can't tell much about me from my smile, but what you can tell is my dentist has just bought a speedboat. The average sofa will witness 300 arguments, over 1,000 cuddles and 1,500 spillages. An argument that leads to a cuddle that leads to a spillage. That is a great Saturday night in. Only 20% of us can remember the name of the first person we kissed. I can't believe anyone could forget the name Arkayla. The average golfer spends £2,000 a year on their hobby. No wonder, with so little money left over, they have to steal their clothes from the bins behind the circus. It's a joke about golfers dressing like pimps. And, according to research, the average household eats 8.4 kilograms of sausages a year. Surely that's bollocks. And, of course, lips and arseholes and eyelids. But mainly bollocks. Right, let's get started. Sean, Holly and Greg, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it Kraft? Kraft have bought Cadbury's, the big American cheese manufacturing company, have bought our English chocolate company. It's a sorry state of affairs. Pretty much every English business is now in foreign hands. Soon, there'll just be, like, fishermen's friends left. No one's going to buy that, are they?
They're not going to mix the cheese and the chocolate together, though, are they? They're not going to...
Oh, I hope so.
It's not like a Cadbury's...
I hope so.
Cadbury's, like, cream cheese egg.
Yeah.
So,
No.
It tastes better, actually, to be honest.
Pint and a half of Dairy Lee go into every bar.
Whisper will definitely change, because they can't fucking whisper, can they, Americans? And they can't say curly-whirly, can they? Try saying curly-whirly in an American accent.
Curly-whirly.
Curly-whirly.
I want a curly-whirly.
It works. Curly-whirly.
I love the curly-whirlies.
Yeah.
It works. I like it better now.
Do you? I feel really stupid now.
Yeah.
No, but I tell you who's going to suffer the worst, the Oompa Loompas. They haven't got transferable skills.
That's it.
I've heard that Cadbury's have got their own town. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently White Lightning Cider have got their own town. No houses, just a river of piss.
I think White Lightning's town is Glasgow. Let's have a look and see whether Kraft's takeover of Cadbury's is one of the most talked about things this week. It is. Yes, this is the news that American company Kraft has completed its takeover of Cadbury's. This time next year, the workforce will be half the size, or as Kraft are calling it, fun size. Cadbury's share price soared for a few minutes, then crashed and felt a bit depressed, and then reached for another dairy milk and felt much better. 54% of our audience said they believe in extraterrestrials. Robbie Williams, Uri Geller, Krista Berg, Gloria Honeyford, David Icke, Danny Dyer, Howard from the Halifax ads. They all believe in aliens. Can they all be wrong? I don't believe in aliens, but then again, it's no surprise, because I also don't believe in gnomes, fairies, trolls, orcs, goblins, Jesus, unicorns, dragons, mermaids, wizards, werewolves, or meerkats. Did you know, for example, 44% of vegans live alone? I'm not surprised. You can only open so many windows. 40% of Brits wouldn't give up their seat for a pregnant woman. I got into trouble when I offered my seat to someone I thought was pregnant. Turned out, just fat. He was livid. And 2% of Brits connect to the internet using a dongle. I almost broke my dongle using the internet. It completely overheated and started leaking. Turns out it was a virus. Right, let's get started. The rules of Is There a Duck are simple, Katherine. You'll be blindfolded. You'll have to guess if there's a duck. OK. Rob, we've given you some classic duck bluffing equipment. You'll need Katherine to give me the wrong answer. Now, Katherine, don't let the duck bluffing equipment make you think that there's not going to be a duck. There might be a duck. Do you both understand the rules of Is There a Duck?
No, but I'm up for a laugh.
Let's play Is There a Duck?
Yes!
Katherine, please.
So I get in here?
Yeah, into the arena. Take a seat.
Yep. OK.
I think we've got an eye mask and headphones for you to put on. Oh, yeah, lovely. OK, there's the eye mask. OK, so...
Can a duck peck your vag off?
That is what we're going to find out. Those are noise-cancelling headphones, so you won't be able to hear. All right, OK. Right. So, Rob, go and either get the duck or don't get the duck. Katherine, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure what the point of the fucking earphones is. Rob has gone to either get a duck or not get a duck. Audience, I obviously, we're in on what's going on here, if there's a duck or not a duck, so you've got to just...
Keep stum.
Yeah. OK, so you've got the duck bluffing equipment to use.
Yeah, I've got it.
Rob, OK, so, Katherine, I mean, they didn't really do anything anyway, so is there a duck?
Still feel there's no duck.
OK, she brings it now.
That's the duck noise? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, that just sounds like London on any rainy day. I sort of feel like Rob's having a ducking breakdown. I like
weird
that,
now,
Rob.
isn't it?
I'm not sure what we're doing anymore.
Do you know what? Oh my God, Rob!
What if it's not a duck, but something bigger?
Like, what's bigger than a duck?
A tiger.
Goose? A tiger. It goes duck, goose, swan, doesn't it? Longer than neck, no bird. That's how it works. Duck's got a little neck, goose longer neck, swan biggest neck, then giraffe, but I don't think that's a bird.
Oh, I tell you, when Attenborough goes, he's got the job.
Right.
I put it to you, is there a duck?
I mean, a duck has not interacted with me, but I feel that there must be one. Otherwise, you two guys are just tying up women and then being like, is there a duck? And then they agree to, like, come into your weird fucking sex game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
OK, Katherine, so is there a duck? Final answer, please.
I think that this is a weird game between you two about power, and I don't think there was ever a duck.
OK, blindfold off.
Duck!
Well done, Rob. You fooled Katherine, you get a bonus point for your team. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Rob's team, 1 point for Katherine's team. We're off to get some pancakes and hosting sauce after the break. Did you know, for example, 9% of men have beeped their car horn at a girl in the street? Well, they're not called hooters for nothing. 23% of Englishmen are overweight, and that 23% is hanging over their belt. And according to a survey, reading Mills and Boon books ruins your love life. Not true. You don't need to put the book down, love. I can work around it. Right, let's get started. Go on, Mickey. Jedward. Pick a question.
Let's go for the man in the mask.
OK, you've chosen the mugger. Here is a
Is he
clip.
a mugger?
Yes, he is.
That's a bit judgmental, isn't it?
Yeah. OK, now here's your related question. If attacked, most people would leave a friend to fend for themselves. True or false?
It's all to do, I suppose, with a friend, isn't it? Because we've all got friends who are complete arseholes. You always keep one in your life, don't you? And you hope that one day they'll shape up and you go out with them and they're still an arsehole. And they get you in trouble. That one, I'd probably go, I'll see you in a couple of years' time.
It's worth remembering, if you don't have one of those friends, it's you.
If you or John was attacked, would you help out?
The thing is, like, they might think they might come after John, thinking it's me, and then kill John. And I'll be like, it was meant to be me.
Why would they care which one?
I would totally help out. I wouldn't run off and be like, I'd totally take down the person and they'd be gone. I'd be like, go away, and they'd go away.
I'd like call Superman.
This is like... Go away!
John, if you were walking with a friend, imagine you had a friend, and well, because you live on your own. But if you were with a friend and you got attacked, what do you think?
Yeah, if I had a friend, I would
We're your
fight to the
friends.
death to keep hold of it. It'd probably be me doing the attacking.
Never leave! Okay, when the situation happens, okay, I'd know what I'm doing. Right now, I don't know what I was doing, but I will know what I'm doing if it ever happens.
Yeah, if you get attacked. Yeah, if it's like in an alleyway, someone jumps out with a knife, you would know.
Leave the area!
Not welcome! Would you defend someone, Charlie, if you were...
I might try. I might stick around and try and spark up a conversation with them, take their mind off it. But I'm not putting myself in physical harm for another human.
Haven't you just got married?
Yeah, well, it's a friend, not a wife. So is this based on... Is this a fact or an opinion? This is like what people are saying they're going to do, or is it what people will actually do?
It's what they're saying.
I think they would.
If they're saying, it's easy to say you're going to do it. Of course they're going to say they're going to stick.
Well, you didn't. You said no. I wouldn't bother.
I think you all would do it. You're just being cynical. I think all of you are gentlemen. You're gentlemen and you would. I would.
You think I would stay and defend a friend?
Yeah!
You, Lorraine, are a very poor judge of character.
Yeah. I was once out with some friends on a night out and we got attacked. And I went and got us a taxi. While the fight was ensuing, I thought there's going to need to be transport when this when this finally settles down. And I was quite right. To
the hospital, please.
Yeah. Imagine, Jimmy, you'd go and get changed into your jeans, wouldn't you? Just in case you get your clothes ruffled up. I am going to stick around and help you. I just need to change into my jeans.
Sean, I tell you, you say that. You're lucky I don't have my jeans on right now, or I'd come over there.
Oh,
and I would...
Sort me out. You haven't got your bloody jeans on, have you?
Yeah, but otherwise...
Yeah.
They're new trousers, so...
You could rip your top like Superman.
Are you asking to see Lorraine's boobies? I didn't know if you were looking at me. Can you rip your top?
Lorraine's a lady and she wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's not nice, Kay. Lorraine's totally cool.
Well, they're also very bad judges of character.
You do say you use cool a lot.
I know, because
you use too much.
I know,
you want to use cool about, I reckon, 30% less.
But
I don't say cool anymore.
If I was focused, really focused, if I got in the zone, I was totally
Try
focused.
not to say cool for about 10 minutes. See how you get on.
Okay.
Just a little challenge.
Okay, cool. Yes.
Genuinely didn't mean that.
You didn't.
OK, so let's get the answer. So, if attacked, most people would leave a friend to fend for themselves. Are you saying true or false?
False.
Yeah, people would be good.
True. True?
True, because everyone's aware.
Yeah, I think it's true.
I can tell you, the answer is false. Yeah, only 5% of people would leave their friend to fend for themselves. In situations like that, I just let my fist do the talking. Please let me go. I don't like it. 40% of British people can't identify bird songs. It's simple. It's usually either I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor or Independent Women by Destiny's Child. 15% of Brits think Downton Abbey is the best TV show ever made, and that is a survey of your nan. And 33% of people don't know how to tie a necktie. It's easy. Just wrap it around your neck twice, tuck it in the hole and pull it tight, unless you're Piers Morgan, in which case follow the same steps, but first attach it to a light fitting. Right, let's get started. Okay, fingers on buzzers, one more thing still to get.
Well, I did hear this week the news that it's the end of Dancing on Ice.
Oh.
Which is different.
Steady on. What a way to hear.
Yeah, it's difficult to know how... If I had to describe how I felt, it would be sort of like hearing that someone at the end of my street who I've never met is moving house.
I think that was a big surprise for most people that Dancing on Ice was ending, was that it was still going. It was also they called this one the All Stars one, which I think they called because, like, when you look up into the night sky and you go, do you know any of their names? You go, no.
Yeah, it was basically Guess Who on Ice.
It's the on ice bit I don't like, because that's just a cop-out, isn't it? It's really just dancing. You put any show on ice and it's better. The Voice on Ice is better than The Voice. Antiques Roadshow on Ice, better than Antiques Roadshow. Splash on Ice, fantastic telly.
Kim, your former bandmate Suzanne Shaw,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah.
And Corrie colleague Hayley
Tamadin.
They were both on the show. Who were you rooting for?
Hayley. Yeah.
So your new friend?
Me and Suzanne haven't been friends for years.
Yeah, fuck her. Were you disappointed you never got to go on Dancing on Ice?
No, I'd be terrible though. I mean, I get sick at fairground rides. I'd be throwing up on everyone. Actually, that'd be quite entertaining.
Yeah, it'd be good to watch.
Me spinning around just vomiting
That's like saying,
on
I
everyone.
can't go on I'm a Celebrity because, oh, no, I'd be sick. Well, that's what we want to watch.
Yeah.
Sean, are you annoyed they're cancelling the show before you got a chance?
Well, it's not me. It's the current cast of Hollyoaks I feel sorry for.
Johnny, have you been asked to do Dancing on Ice?
No. No, I haven't. It's the only reality show I've not been asked to do. It shows the strength of your career every year, doesn't it? When they go, come on. Come on, the bank must be nipping at your heels, fatty.
I think if they hadn't said it in that way, you might have done it.
No, they don't. And apparently it's really good for weight loss, you know, all that skating and the sliding.
Well, Ray Quinn actually lost weight. He lost 2 stone to be on the show. So this is what he did to himself. That's before and that's after.
I'd have to skate for 15 years to get to the point where I'm the before picture.
Apparently there have been 19 serious injuries on the show, including Vanilla Ice, who was knocked unconscious, so bit of good news. Keith Chegwin pulled out of the show after breaking 3 ribs and fracturing his shoulder, so, you know, there are funny moments as well. Well, I can tell you the final ever episode of Dancing on Ice is not in our top 3, but after his shock exit from this year's semi-final, Sam Atwater will be going back to doing what he does best, appearing in the sentence, "Who the hell is Sam Atwater?" Did you know, for example, 54% of blokes would tell a friend if they smelt bad? Sorry, mate, but I need to tell you something. I smell bad. 23% of women over 60 have had a one-night stand, and 40% have one nightstand. Because their husband is dead. Not my fault, I didn't kill him. And in Britain, the highest concentration of ghost sightings is in Derby. Pale, shambling figures with soulless dead eyes and scary faces. The people of Derby see an awful lot of ghosts. Right, let's get started. Sean, Alex, Russell, what have the nation been talking about this week?
It's got to be Giggsy.
Giggsy?
He's been a bit of a naughty boy, hasn't he?
Yeah. Tell a bit of a naughty boy. I think it's probably an understatement.
Yeah. What is interesting about the footballers, though, is they seem to pick up all their women via mobile phones. They either, like, send pictures or texts. They say, do you want to go out and have sex? And they go, yeah, all right, and that's it. There's no... What did they do? How did footballers get off with women before mobile phones?
Pigeon.
Yeah.
Pigeon.
Just drew a picture of their cock on a bank statement. There's the bank statement, and that's what it looks like. I can't draw, so I got Rio to do it.
Rachel, you're a huge Manchester United fan.
Yeah, I am.
Have you met Ryan?
I have, yeah. As well as fulfilling my dream of doing timetables to music, I did some work for MUTV last year.
So, what was your first dream?
Timetables to music, that's my day job. You may have seen it, it's on Channel 4.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So I was shown round Carrington, the United training ground, by Giggsy and Rio last year.
Blimey.
I think you had a lucky escape.
It's a very extended euphemism.
Shown round?
Shown round, yeah. We started in the changing rooms, and we worked our way around.
Don't call it that.
There were cameras there the whole time, it was fine.
So you're a Man U fan,
Yeah.
you've met him. Has he gone up in your estimations, down in your estimations?
I mean, the stupid thing with him was he got away with it for 8 years with his sister-in-law, and then he went for a Big Brother contestant.
I just thought of something.
It's quite normal.
Is it Lego? First, there's that Imogen business. And incidentally, she came to my New Year's Eve party, and
Imogen came to your New Year's Eve party?
She did.
Well, but now she's famous, so things are going to change.
She's done pretty good.
She's now in a different league.
You know, you have to sign all these NDAs and these, what's the thing they're going...
Non-disclosure agreements?
Yeah, everyone had to sign these.
To come to your party?
Correct, yes.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
Yeah. Seriously, that wasn't my suggestion.
Because the
somebody
girl,
else has
I remember... Do you remember that girl? I forget her name that you were dating.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember the only reason you're famous? That girl.
Don't be nice to me.
I will be nice.
Okay.
Jesus. We should have booked security.
I might be retired, but
I know, all right. Don't cry, Alex. Jesus.
Anyway, she didn't sign one, and she released on a YouTube of the exclusive footage of our party. And someone got very upset. I didn't care.
Was it at your house?
It was... that's a bone of contention now.
I think I might be about to do my first joke as a team captain.
So stay tuned.
John, don't want to put the pressure on you, but make sure it's good.
I mean, you can judge. You can judge.
Yeah.
Close up on Sean as I deliver the gag. I wasn't at the party, of course, because most comedians do gigs on New Year's Eve. So does Imogen Thomas.
So, Alex, so you've met Imogen and you liked her, but she sort of socially, she was selling her story. She was trying to get ahead.
That sounds like a great party. You've got to actually sign something to come in.
If you've got to sign something to get in there, surely you want to get in there. It makes it more exclusive. I don't know.
No, it makes me think they're all wankers in there.
Do you think none of his sponsors give a shit? No one's dropped him. Like, I didn't know he sponsored by Quorn. What kind of moral compass have Quorn got where they're going, well, if it didn't involve a pepperami, I don't care. I mean...
Ironically, he's the one person who won't substitute his sausage for anything.
You would imagine that, you know, vegetarianism's not very sexy. They were probably slightly delighted to have the Welsh Lothario angle. I'd fuck anything, I will. No cutlet. They're talking about him in the papers as if they're saying, oh, he's sleeping in the spare room now. As if he's on, like, a camp bed in a sleeping bag. He lives in a mansion. He's in a massive... He's probably got a telly in there. I'm not... But, you know, these people live different lives.
The other ladies, is it alleged? Are we allowed to talk about the other?
Oh, we are allowed to talk the other lady.
Sister-in-law. I mean...
Oh, my good. Brothers. What's that all about?
No. It's when a woman has two babies and they're both boys.
Shall we have a look and see whether Ryan Giggs is one of the most talked about things this week? Yes, the most talked about thing this week. So not only has Ryan Giggs been in someone who's been in Big Brother, but his brother has also been in someone his Big Brother has been in. Ryan Giggs' mum, Lynn, is going to talk to Ryan alone about his affair with his brother's wife. If you're watching, Lynn, our advice, don't wear anything too sexy. OK, John, Rachel and Josh, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Well, we stay on this theme of feuding brothers and the Miliband. Although feuding's just a bit too strong a word for such tedious men. But apparently they don't get on since
the leadership. David found out on TV that Ed was standing against him in the leadership election. I had a friend who found out via Facebook that his girlfriend was pregnant. Do you want to know how? She tagged him in the scam.
Did you know, for example, 1 in 10 Europeans is now conceived on an IKEA bed? And for similar reasons, I'm no longer welcome at the Croydon branch of DFS. 26% of New Yorkers have herpes. If you can catch it there, you can catch it anywhere. And 62% of people think that being single gives them the chance to be more spontaneous. I've got no plans tonight, so should I sob myself to sleep or comfort eat? Let's get started. Sean, Tara, Doug, what have the nation been talking about?
George Michael.
Hooray! He was on crack.
But that's the thing.
Well, that's
fair enough.
Tara, let's not people in glass houses. Start throwing stones. Do you think he's got a problem?
Yeah, I clearly think he's got a problem. But I like George Michael. I'm a big fan. I like his music, but I do think he does have a problem because he's on crack. He's caught in hamster teeth. I mean, how long have you got?
How dare he think he owns his own body and can do whatever he wants with it? How dare he? I don't understand why people that get in positions like that apologize. He's apologizing to his public as though he has any responsibility to...
Why is he apologising? Well, it does seem a bit odd, because most of the best music that's ever been created has been done on drugs.
Yeah, but not on drugs in toilets.
One of his fans has said he's done it because he's been on tour, now he's not on tour, and he's empty, he's got nothing to do. But I thought, when my granddad retired, he didn't start bumming and taking crack in toilets.
I think one of the reasons about the toilets, public toilets, there's a lot of tension in public toilets, especially men's urinals. If you're standing at your urinal with 5 or 6 other men, it's a very tense environment.
Yeah,
all you have to do is just do, like, a little shimmy, and it causes blind panic. People go, Jesus Christ! What's going on? What are you up to? They are very tense places, and there's also that I think he gets ideas. You know that nonchalant whistling they have in toilets? Where if you're in a toilet, you hear someone going...
What does that mean?
And then it's really worrying when it stops. That's where I reckon he got the idea for the sax solo in Careless Whisper.
But they are disgusting as well. Bloke's toilet, basically, somebody went in about 15 years ago, got their cock out, started pissing and spinning round. And then every so often a member of staff goes in, signs the name on a wall and then walks back out again.
My favourite one is there's one on the A1 in the services, and it says on the outside of the toilet sort of thing, it says, these facilities are checked weekly. Like, if you don't care, don't check them. Yeah, we check weekly. They open the door and go, that's a shithole. Job done.
I went to Knutsford Services and it said this toilet will be cleaned again in 26 minutes. There's a big countdown display.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I like watching the toilets getting cleaned as much as you do, but I'm not waiting 26 minutes. 20 minutes is the absolute cut-off for me. So I know what I'll do. I'll have half a shit here, push on and try and catch the cleaners in Kiel. That's what I thought.
Right, let's have a look and see whether George Michael is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that George Michael has been arrested in a public lavatory again. George Michael does practice safe sex. He keeps one foot up against the cubicle door. Jason, Ulrika, Rhod, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I think it's got to be David Blaine. He's supposed to be a magician, and his latest trick is hanging upside down for 60 hours. You're like, that's not a trick, is it? What happened to proper magic? When you see a magician, you want to go, I wonder how he did that. Not, what a prick.
Right, let's have a look at a picture of the little fella in action. There he is. That's him upside down.
I used to hate David Copperfield till he came along. Now I quite miss the spangly blow-dried ponce. His formula of magic, whatever he does, seems to be really awkward, plus time, plus catheter. They're all about things where he can't really go for a piss.
How does the catheter work going up? Is there a nurse in the house?
There's George Michael's on the other end sucking it.
I met him once, actually.
Oh, go on, what did you think?
Yeah, and I really did believe he was magic in the beginning. And so then he said, can I take your number? And I went, well, that's fine. He goes, I'll remember it, just give it to me. And I went, 0783. He goes, can I just borrow a pen? So he clearly is not magic at all.
But that's what's annoying about his endurance tricks. They've got progressively worse and less impressive.
The first one was good when he stood up on...
You know, so he's done that. He stood on a pole for a long time, right? He was in some ice, right? He was in some ice. That was pretty impressive. And then gradually, you know, now he's like, I'm hanging upside down for a couple of days and every so often going to have a bit of a rest. And I expect his next one's just going to be, for my next trick, I'm going to put some fruit pastels in my mouth and I'm not going to chew.
Jason, have you spent the first 2 minutes of the show writing with a biro? Right, let's have a look and see whether David Blaine is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story of David Blaine hanging upside down for 60 hours. David Blaine is hanging upside down with only electromagnetic boots holding him up. Let's hope there's not a power cut, or we won't be able to watch him fall to his death. OK, Sean, back over to you. What else do you think the nation should be talking about?
Golf.
Golf? What about golf?
Ryder Cup. Actually, Europe lost the Ryder Cup to America. I think the weird thing about it is the BBC say, and the Ryder Cup is on Radio 5 Live. And you think, no, it's not. It's on Sky Sports, the Ryder Cup. Listening to golf on the radio has got to be the most pointless experience known to man. If you were a mole at the course, you'd have a better idea of what's going on. You'd just say, like, oh, I think it might be in. You listen to it, you go, he's knocked it quite near the hole, and it's a bit nearer, and now it's in. That's it. It's just the most pointless thing. It's better off just listening to central heating. Is it? Use of your time. That's all the BBC's got.
Did you watch any of the golf?
I hate golf. That's not true.
Why'd you say it then?
You are like a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
I know.
I hate golf. Aha, or do I?
The big story in the Ryder Cup was Sandwich-gate. They called it Sandwich-gate, which was... Nick Faldo got in trouble because he was holding the piece of paper with all the names of the golfers on and how they were going to play and how they were going to line up against the Americans. And someone took a picture of it, and afterwards he went, no, that was the sandwich order. That was a sandwich order for dinner. That wasn't anything tactical. It was a sandwich order. Like, Nick Faldo, the millionaire golfer, is also doing the catering for the tour. You're halfway through a book. Nick, get us an ham and pickle. All right, mate.
Have you ever played golf?
I have tried to play golf.
You've tried to play it?
Yeah, but I always break windows because I practice at home and it always...
You always break windows? Yeah, you should practice outside, I think, is one of the key things.
No, I play outside, but... It
towards the house.
house.
You golf
Jimmy.
overhand?
No, the next one's in Wales, isn't it? Next...
Yes, it is, yeah.
Ryder Cup. Newport.
Newport.
Yeah. Beautiful place.
No. Let's have a look and see if the golf was one of the most talked about things this week. I don't know much about golf, Nick Faldo, but if you can't get your players to chip a ball through a windmill and into a clown's mouth, you don't deserve to win. OK, Jason, over to you. What else have the nation been talking about?
Well, the front page of the papers were all about Gordon Brown having a kiss off his wife, and all the headlines in all the papers were kiss of life.
Kiss of wife.
Kiss of wife, of course. And stand by your man, that was another headline. Apart from the Daily Star, which headline was Robbie Williams in gorilla suit.
No, I thought it was quite interesting. It's incredibly well received, his speech today. And I thought there's a danger that Gordon Brown will think everything's going to be fine now, but I don't think that's the case. Because there's nothing that's going to save Gordon Brown. If he was assassinated, it wouldn't help him. It's
kind of like...
He could walk in with, like, Bin Laden on a lead, barking like a dog. Too late, mate. Too late. You haven't done enough.
Ulrika, do you support Labour? Do you like Gordon Brown?
He's like a bridesmaid who's really probably not meant to have ever been a bride.
If you're watching Spinsters, hi!
I did really quite fancy him when I met him.
I did.
I did.
Literally, I will be going, oh.
Yeah, but I did screw Sven-Göran Eriksson too, so that is slightly...
Allegedly.
What do you mean allegedly? You just said it. You can only really do that about other people. Let's see if Gordon Brown is one of the most talked about things this week.
It's all our mystery.
Yes, it was the Labour Party conference this week. To stabilise the economy, Brown promised tighter financial regulations, and so long as he manages to implement them, by April of last year, we'll all be fine. Ruth Kelly has resigned as Transport Secretary in order to spend more time with her family. It's bad news for Gordon Brown, and terrible news for her family. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing to get. What else has the nation been talking about?
Is it this thing about apparently 1 in £50 coins is a fake, and you can tell if they're frayed at the edges and it's not very good, you know, not very good quality.
Not very good. Sorry, what are you doing there? Scratch
very good
cards?
quality.
I'm not from the north, so I don't do the scratch cards.
Yes, you are. They said you can tell that these pound coins are false is because you can test them in vending machines, that reliable piece of equipment, a vending machine, right? And I thought, when I've done that, you have done that thing, haven't you, when you put £1 in for a can of Coke or something and it's come back out and you do, then the next bit you, like, give it a little, make it wet, like, lick it a little bit and then put it back in, see if that works. And then I always do this last one where I try and take the vending machine by surprise. Where I just sort of hold it there just for a second and then just sort of go, is that Johnny Depp?
The vending machine. I can tell you that fake pound coins was not one of the most talked about things this week. But yes, this is the story that there are 30 million fake £1 coins in circulation. You can tell they're fake because if you look really closely, the Queen is Helen Mirren. One more thing to get things on buzzers.
Stonehenge?
Stonehenge.
Tara, I don't want to be niggly about the rules, but if someone else says it first, and then you say it directly afterwards...
You said it, Tara, though, like it was a trigger word for an assassin.
So, Ulrika.
They've been spending a long time trying to decipher what actually went on at Stonehenge, and it turns out that it was a place of healing, potentially. It's a bit like a sort of A&E department.
You're right, they said it was a hospital because a lot of the people that they found buried there had died from things like illness.
I want to hear what Tara's got to say, because you did say Stonehenge with such gusto.
I live near Stonehenge. Yeah, it is a place of well-being. Quick split, sunset.
OK, let's have a look and see if Stonehenge is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that Stonehenge used to be an ancient hospital. We know this because some of the patients from then are still on the waiting list. You can find out more about this story by watching Time Team, if there's absolutely nothing else on.
Does this show still go out
No.
on telly?
No. You can't look in yet. Oh, my God, no, Sean. You don't want to ruin it.
Oh, sorry.
It's an incredible game. OK, John and Sean, this is a bluffing game. John, in front of you, there is a red box. Sean, in front of you, there is a gold box. There's a carrot in one of these boxes. I know, it's exciting stuff. The aim of the game is to end up with the carrot. It's a game of bluff.
When do we do the conundrum?
Sean, stand still. Let's try and... John, you want a carrot. Sean, you want a carrot. But there is only one carrot. Let's play. Shh. It's incredible. Shush. It's a brilliant game. Shush.
Stupid.
Stop ruining Christmas.
Why you told me?
Why are you ruining Christmas?
I'm not ruining Christmas.
Well, you are.
This is ruining Christmas.
Look at his little face. He's excited about playing. You've got to ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, I can't wait to win this carrot.
OK, let's play. Carrot in a box. OK, Sean, you can look inside your box. John, you cannot look inside your box. OK, you want the carrot, Sean. No, don't put no hands in the box. You can look inside the box. Have you looked? Have you seen?
Yeah.
OK, you now have to convince John to swap his box if you think he has the carrot, or keep your box. It's a game of bluff. The winner is the one with the carrot.
Oh, I'll keep this.
It's a stupid game.
OK, you have a choice. Do you want to swap or not? I mean, he seems confident there's a carrot in there. He's seen the floor in this game.
Jimmy's ploughing on.
What do you mean Jimmy's ploughing on? It's my job. Is Sean bluffing? Does he have a carrot in his box?
It's a real quandary for me, Jimmy, this.
Well, he can choose them, none of them.
Yeah, he's allowed to swap if he wants to swap.
Why can't I just keep my box?
No, he can swap if he wants to swap.
I can refuse to swap it.
No.
You can't make somebody swap something, they don't want to swap it.
Have you never played carrot in a box before? Have you never seen the show?
I must have been on holiday. I must have been on holiday that week it was allowed out.
Do you want to keep your box or swap your box?
I can keep this, or I can have the box that's definitely got a carrot in it.
Yes.
I want Sean's box.
OK, we'll grab Sean's box. Sean, let go of the box. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the game.
Can I just say at this point, if there's no carrot in that box, you are a genius.
Well, let's swap boxes. Swap boxes.
But am I allowed
swap the boxes. Swap.
Am I allowed to have my box back? Is there another round where I get to have the box with the carrot in back?
I'm going to level with you, fellas. We've never played this game before. We do not know how it ends. OK, so, John, you're now allowed to look in your box.
Right.
And I believe you can reveal... Point it the other way. Does it contain a carrot or not?
No fucking carrot.
You are the winner. Congratulations.
Very good, very good.
That was carrot in the box, everyone. I'm going to go and sit down now and think about what we've done. Did you know, for example, the minimum pay for a prisoner in a British jail is £4 per week? They say crime doesn't pay, but it does. £4 a week. The average German wakes up at 6:23 a.m. Well, it's difficult to sleep with all that on your conscience. And 40% of people use their mobile phone to cheat on their partner. I use Mr. Tinkle. Let's get started. Sean, Vic, Rafe, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I guess on the topic of reality television, Lee, that's what I'm talking about, McQueen winning The Apprentice.
He doesn't. He's never said that's what I'm talking about. No. He says, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. No, that's how that works. Did you watch any of The Apprentice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I never had my finger away from the button where it was on.
I like Don.
Didn't he? Yeah.
The thing I like best about Saran and Sugar is he's mental. Clearly, he's mental. Because he brings them together. He goes, right, you're probably wondering why we're at the Tate Modern. That's right, we're making fudge. Yeah, you're probably wondering why we're at Duxford Air Museum. That's right, children's coffins.
It's all part of his policy to try and intimidate.
Yeah, and why did you have to do everything on a weird fax phone?
Weird fax
You had
phone?
to make all the phone calls in the series like that,
using a normal telephone with the loudspeaker function switched on.
It's terrible. It's terrible when twins fall out, isn't it?
Ray, did you not get a little bit unnerved by Nick and Margaret always, like, hiding behind plant pots, just taking notes? And even when it was something they didn't even care about, like, you could be washing cars and they'd be going...
What were you doing before you were on The Apprentice?
I thought he was the Ents officer in 8.5 Hot Mum. It might just be me. You know, sometimes grammatical things annoy you. His catchphrase is, "You're fired," yet you haven't got the job yet. So really, it shouldn't be "you're fired," because it's about trying to get the job. It should be, "You're not on The Apprentice show anymore." That's what it should be.
You're right, of course.
It's a bit like... Thank you. It's a bit like... You remember Bruce Forsyth's catchphrase was, "Nice to see you nice." It doesn't make any sense. What it should be is, "Nice to see you." No, really, it's nice to see you. It's the same
That's why he's
problem.
never going to get fucking anywhere, sure. Well, let's have a look and see whether The Apprentice is one of the most talked about things this week. So it is the 5th most talked about thing this week. Yes, The Apprentice ended this week. Tragically, due to a mix-up at the BBC, the winner of The Apprentice is going to be playing Nancy in a West End production of Oliver. I hope you enjoyed those clips. If you want to watch full episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats, then you can on my YouTube channel. Just, search for it on YouTube and you'll find it, because it's there.